What's going on, y'all? Welcome to MMA Bros. I'm Nate.
I'm Elijah.
I'm Big Nate.
And today we're going to be running the predictions on John Jones and Stipe Miocic. I haven't been here for a while. I've been at basic training. I'm going to be here for the next 2 days, hang out with the family. They visited me for graduation. And just hop into this, give something to the fans, and get right into it.
So real quick, before we get into it though, how has the last 2.5 months been? The fans want to know, man.
It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be honest. I mean, it was tough. I worked hard, harder than I ever had before, honestly, like pushing myself. But it's nothing like I think anybody could really do it if they put their mind to it. I've seen people that are smaller than me, weaker than me, that's even able to get through it. So, I mean, if I could see them get through, I think that majority of people, it's really a life-changing moment, I think. The big thing about it is it puts things in perspective, realize the little things in your life that you miss out on. But, hey, I'm back, and I'm going to be back sooner than ever.
That's what's up. We proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Yep. I know you're excited to jump into this card. So.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not going to get to see it, right?
I hope I can. There's a chance that I could see it on Saturday.
I hope so.
Depending on if I get my phone or not. So.
All right, hopefully.
But
you start AIT Friday, so you should be a little bit more free now.
Yeah, exactly. In weekends I should get my phone. So.
Okay, cool.
But we'll hop right into it. I have you start. Go ahead, start off with the first.
So the first fight we got Marcus McGee and Jonathan Martinez. And this is honestly, out of all the fights on the card that we're going to predict, I think this is probably the most toss-up one because both these guys are young. Well, actually, Marcus McGee's pretty old, but he's young in MMA. He's like 9-1. He's been looking really good since he got to the UFC. His striking is really good. He's got power, and he also has really good wrestling, and he's very all-around. Whereas Jonathan Martinez only really has one skill set, and that's his kicks. He has got really fast kicks. They're accurate. They're very precise. And he's got, one of the best leg kicks in the division. But other than that, I don't really see what else he would be able to do to McGee. If McGee can nullify those leg kicks, I think he's going to just outstrike him, outpoint him, and win most of the rounds. So I'm going to go with Marcus McGee.
The one thing I'll say about Marcus McGee is he hasn't had the toughest competition.
That's
true. Someone like Jonathan Martinez will really test him. Yeah,
could fraud check him.
100%. Yeah. But the thing is, like McGee can put on a good pressure. He has a good high pace, and maybe it just looks like that because that's who he's fought some nobodies. Mm-hmm. But he looked really good against the nobodies. So let's say Jonathan Martinez gets those leg kicks nullified. He really doesn't have any other weapons to really.
He's done.
Yeah, I mean his boxing is sort of mid. It's not the greatest. We've seen that in his previous fight. So it's like McGee. This like you said, this is one of the toss-up fights. Like whoever goes out there and could put their weapons on show is going to win the fight 100%.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with McGee. If Jonathan Martinez gets those leg kicks, they're vicious. Mm-hmm. But if he blocks the first 2, 3, or 4, kind of like Aldo did, and then he realizes he can't throw him, he'll be done. He won't know what to do. I think because McGee has more skills with the hands. But I'm also go with McGee.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe knockout second round or finisher.
Knockout, or I say decision. I think Martinez is tough.
That's true.
He shows toughness against Aldo.
I get overzealous and I like to see a knockout. But decision McGee.
Yeah, I agree.
Decision and one more thing I wanted to add. I'm not just saying. I don't want to just make it seem like we're picking McGee because Martinez lost to Aldo. Because Aldo's a GOAT. We all know that.
Right.
It's the style matchup pretty much is what I'm going for. But there could be a chance. The bantamweight division is so deep that you get to a certain level, is going to be a big jump in competition. So there is a chance that this is a step in competition that he won't be able to surpass.
And if Martinez get those kicks off, McGee's done. He's disabling his legs, and that's where he's going to finish him. Yeah, he'll take him apart. He'll knock him out.
The pressure will be like dwindled down to like nothing after the legs are beat up.
Yeah. So I believe more in McGee's athleticism. I know he's a little older, but I've seen them, and Martinez is slower. He takes his time. Where McGee, he goes with the pace of the fight. He kind of controls it. So that's why I'm leaning towards McGee, but Martinez could beat him.
Yeah, definitely.
The next fight up is James Longtop versus Mauricio Rufy. And honestly, I think this is a layup fight because Mauricio Rufy, he looks like a monster. And who the hell is Longtop? I'm gonna be very honest with you. I haven't seen one fight from him.
I've seen him fight.
I've seen highlights and stuff, but he's
not that bad.
And it's weird that they have this on the main card like this. They know they have it set up where oh, this is gonna be a knockout. That's why.
And they know that John Jones is on the card. We need to put a young up and comer that's gonna get a knockout on the main card, and that's
blow
what
him up.
Something to hype it up. Yeah,
exactly. And Mauricio
Rufi's about to trash.
Yeah,
he's gonna trash.
He should.
Long Top is tough though, so I can see him, being gritty and surviving a decent amount of time. But I think Rufi's just way better.
The power.
Long Top in his fight against Borshev, he kind of was just getting pieced up the whole fight, and he was still in there the whole fight, but he showed his grittiness and his toughness. And when you're doing that against a guy like Borshev, who is really good, but I think Borshev isn't like a real up and comer surging contender like Mauricio Rufi. I believe in Rufi. I think he's really good. So
yeah, Borshev is one of those, like, he's high tier, low tier, and what I mean by that is, like, in the top, like, 50, he looks good. But once he hits, like, the 30s and 20s, his skill level, his skill level falls off compared to these guys. And someone like, if Long Top is going to lose to him, then I don't, like I'm saying, I'm getting more on the hype train of Rufi. Rufi just looks too good.
Yeah, he does look really good. Yeah, I don't have really nothing to say other than, I think Rufi going to finish him in the first or second round.
Second.
He looks so good, especially compared to Jet. We sat and saw some of his fights last 3, and he's not at that level. He's not at that. He's not even that league. Yeah. I think this is like a rank Rufi fight. Let's put him rank him in top 15 or top 10. Who knows how he falls in, how bad he does.
I don't think it's
if he's ready for that yet. You don't think?
Even if he beats this guy, he still got
because number 15 is not beating Rufi. I forget who it is. It's somebody we know.
If he sleeps Long Top like it's nothing, they might just jump him up.
They could. They do like jumping dudes up. They've been doing that a lot.
Like no offense, Pereira is one of the greatest of all time now, of course, after what he's doing. But just the way he rose up after a good win and then knocking out just the rest of the guys.
He got an easy path to the title. Sean O'Malley got an easy path to the title. There's a lot of fighters that got an easy path to the title. It happens.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Wait, what is he again? Lightweight or
lightweight?
He's lightweight.
Rufi?
Yeah, lightweight.
Yeah, so is he better than these Jalen Turner, Patty Pimp,
Rafael
dos Anjos?
RDA might fraud check him because he's still early in his career. Okay. So I don't know. You know what I mean? We got to see.
But that got to be his next fight.
Yeah.
His next fight got to be somebody a real top 15 contender. Because he's just been dominating everybody.
I think he's really young. I think they should take their time with him. I think that'd be a better, like not like too slow, but like don't just throw him up into the top of the division because that's where it gets dangerous. You know?
That's true. So I guess next up we got Viviane, or is it Viviane?
Viviane, I think.
Viviane Araujo and Karine Silva. And I'm just going by their last like 1 or 2 fights. Karine Silva, I think is going to be like the Rufi of the previous fights. Is going to trash her.
I think so too. And the other girl, she lost recently, and she didn't look good in her loss. Like if she looked good at least, then all right. But it's hard to say. The only one I really know more of is Karine Silva. She's done more. She looks like a beast. Like she goes in there and she throws leather. She's not one of those fighters that try to hold on to you forever and take you down. She actually tries to hurt you. So I feel like it's going to be really tough for her opponent to deal with, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm going with Karine too. She's got really good jiu-jitsu and good submission ability as well. I think I could. Well, Viviane Araujo also has good grappling, so I don't know if she'll be able to submit her. I'll say a decision because they are women. She's not throwing with as much power as the men. So I'm gonna go with Karine Silva. She's on a 4-fight win streak. She got an impressive submission in her last fight, and Araujo is not looking as good as of recently. So I'm going with Karine Silva.
Yeah.
Next fight up, got Paul Craig versus Bo Nickel, and this is similar to the Rufi fight in my opinion, but it's different because they're doing what we was just saying they should do to Rufi, and they're giving him a huge step up in competition against Paul Craig, but an easy style matchup in my opinion for Bo Nickel because Paul Craig is obviously nothing special on the feet at all. He got? A body kick, and that's about it. He's got a nice body kick. He's got no hands, no power,
submission,
no chin. So on the feet, he's got nothing for Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel's got the power. He's got the athleticism. He's young. He's going to continuously be improving. We've seen he can knock people out. So I could see Bo Nickel knocking out Paul Craig. And not even shooting a takedown and being like, fuck it, I'm just going to keep it on the feet and get a KO on a big card with John Jones on it. I could see something like that happening. And not only that, but Paul Craig can pull it off. He submitted Ankalaev which is insane.
How many years ago?
Yeah.
That's 6 years ago. It was early.
But it's still, he's the type of guy, he gets beat up and you count him out and he comes comes with a crazy submission out of nowhere. So he could, but I highly doubt it.
The biggest thing about this, I was speaking to them about this earlier, is Bo Nickel wrestled and grappled with high level grapplers. For example, probably the highest level grappler you can think of, Gordon Ryan. And it took a minute for Gordon Ryan to even do anything to put Bo Nickel in a devastating position when you watch them grapple or you watch them grapple. So I think it's going to be really tough for someone, especially when leather's being thrown. It's going to be much harder for Paul Craig to get someone like Bo Nickel. I think this is a really bad matchup for Paul Craig, and like you were saying, it's a great matchup for Bo Nickel within the top 15. Like, it's kind of insane that now they're definitely, like, you thought Bo Nickel was being spoon-fed before, and you look at it now, it's a perfect matchup just because he can show, Bo Nickel can show his hands, and his hands look better than his last fight. But he's facing someone that really doesn't have great stand-up. So honestly, Bo Nickel, he should just run away with this one. Like, I think that even if there's a chance that it's going to go to decision just because of the way their styles are. It might be a lot of like on the ground and Bo Nickel just dominating top position, I truly believe, which could be dangerous for Bo Nickel, but I feel like Bo Nickel's smart enough. His grappling, his wrestling base is so strong. I don't think Paul Craig's gonna get him in too much of a bad position for him to get submitted.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bo Nickel's wrestling is just elite, and Paul Craig has great submission. Which, Bo Nickel's still young. We haven't seen a lot of fights with
But Bo Nickel has been grappling for so
long. I know.
And
I'm not arguing that, but I'm just saying that I think Bo Nickel's gonna run away with it.
I think he's gonna run away. And what I wanted to say was he's been grappling for so long. Bo Nickel he's got that body awareness of a wrestler. He knows when he's about to get put in a dangerous position. So he can get out of those. I think he's gonna, if Paul Craig throws up some submissions, he's gonna know he's in danger. He's gonna find.
He's gonna slip out. Oh yeah, he'll slip out a lot easier than other guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's be real though, Paul Craig, like other than his jiu-jitsu,
he's trash. He's not even at Bo Nickel's level.
Yeah, he's not. Other than his grappling.
And going by his last couple fights, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, please. He's like on a 4-fight losing streak. 5 out of 6 of his last, like, come on.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's old.
Alright, and then, we got co-main event right here. Charlie Olives versus Michael Chandler, and this one's tough. I mean, I feel like them two are probably going to go against me, what I say here. But I think Michael Chandler's going to take this.
How's it going to beat him?
I think it's going to be a grueling match. It's going to be a dogfight. I think it's going to be a dogfight. But I feel like Chandler could catch Oliveira. I think he could. I mean, Chandler, if he goes out there too wild like he did in the first fight, he's going to get cracked and probably slept again and finished. Let's be honest. But, I mean, hey, ring rust is a real thing. It can happen, but I feel like Chandler's work ethic, the way he pushes himself, he's not a slouch. He's always training 100%. He's been ready for the McGregor fight for past 2 years, however long it's been. So it's like, I think that McGregor's gonna come in ready, Chandler's gonna come in ready, and it's gonna be a tough fight because Charles Oliveira, he has a chin. His jiu-jitsu is probably the best jiu-jitsu in that whole division. If not, probably pound for pound the best in the UFC. So it's like anything could happen, but I feel like Oliveira's starting to decline. This is just my opinion.
Is he an old, you think?
Yeah, I think that he's starting to. I mean, I think he's still got gas in the tank. I think he could do this, and I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Charles Oliveira. So if he wins, I'm gonna be ecstatic. But just something telling me Chandler could pull it off, and that wrestling base if he just stays away from the ground and keeps it standing and plays a little more patient than the way he fights Gaethje or the way he fought the first time, I think that he could catch Oliveira.
Yeah. I don't agree with you.
I know you don't.
No, I do see where you're coming from because I can see that happening. The universe is cruel. Yeah. Like, the universe is just so cruel. They don't want Charles Oliveira to win. The guys that we love, they always freaking lose. So the world is cruel. I could see that happening.
That's why I'm choosing.
That's what we want to win.
It's always
we want to see Jake Paul knocked out on Friday.
That's what we want to see.
But we know that's not gonna happen.
Exactly. Every time I say Charles, I swear, like every time I see Charles Oliveira is gonna win, he's gonna beat this dude. He fucking loses. So now I'm gonna say he's gonna lose. So maybe he wins.
That's a good mindset.
That's the same thing I did. The only reason why, don't come at me. I know I'm a U.S. military soldier now, but I didn't vote for anybody because last time I voted for Trump, he didn't win.
Well, you were in boot camp there.
I can vote though.
Oh, they let you vote.
They let us vote. So it's like I was like, you know what? My theory is if I don't vote for Trump, now he's gonna be president.
Now it wins.
So and he won. So
that makes sense.
I'm gonna go with the same logic, same theory, and we're gonna go with that.
So let me correct both of these guys because
No. I'm picking Oliveira. Don't get it wrong.
No, I'm not saying you're not.
yeah.
I'm gonna explain to you play by play how this fight's gonna go down.
Okay, go ahead.
So Chandler's gonna catch him, whether it's round 1 or round 2. Like with a good one, is gonna drop him. Chandler's gonna get overzealous and try to jump on him. That's when Oliveira's gonna wrap him up and choke him out. That's what's gonna happen. At least that's what I hope that happens.
I can see that happening.
And I'm like a 90% chance that happens. I just don't see Chandler hurting him enough and actually standing up and being disciplined enough to box Oliveira to win. Oliveira also is, like you said, the decline. I'm hoping that that's not the case. I'm a big Charles Oliveira fan.
Too.
And I'm hoping he's not. If he's on a decline, he's gonna probably lose. But Chandler's been on a
The thing
decline
is, like,
too.
how are we gonna say he's on a decline because he lost to Arman Sarukian in a split decision?
Yeah, that was like a
fight.
BS.
And then
It was a close fight.
And if you look at
That's
him
true.
too, a lot of guys look at the great what's her name that just retired,
Amanda Nunes.
Amanda Nunes. When she fought, what was the girl that she lost to recently that came back? She's crap. Pena. When she lost to Pena, you could tell she had a shitty week. That prep week, and that whole weekend, she just didn't look herself. And what happened? She got trashed. And then when she comes back, she shows who she really is. And I think that was just a bad week. Because same thing, Oliveira on that Sarukian week fight, he just didn't look the same that week. In the press conferences, the ways you could see
But
it.
he looked like
so
that.
I'm hoping that I'm hoping
He
that
did
too.
look like that in Islam.
But I don't see him being Makachev.
It's probably the weight cut. He's been having issues with the weight cut.
That's another thing. He's older, and I don't think it's so much the decline, but maybe that's what it is. The weight cut, the discipline's wearing him down. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. And if he is the Charles Oliveira that was the title holder, he's going to breeze through this guy. He should have breezed through Sarukian.
And I think Oliveira is just a much better fighter than Chandler. Like when I
I
look
agree.
at these guys
I agree.
when they fight, Oliveira is just better. He's more technical. He's more precise. He's more patient and accurate. And Chandler's just a wild guy that goes out there and knows he got power and he just puts his chin on the line and goes for it. So that gives him a chance. That gives him a chance. But I gotta go Oliveira. He's got more tools in the book. He's got the leg kicks. He's got the clinch knees.
There's something that we
more
can
skilled than
There's something that we can all agree on. This fight's going to be electric.
Yeah,
it's going to be a nice high pace. I feel like because you know how both these guys get in there and go after it. Like in my opinion, the big three in that division. I mean, granted they're not champions. They're is Gaethje, Oliveira, Chandler. The way they just go out there and Poirier, if you want to say top four, big four over there because they go in there. Yeah, they go in there and they light it up every time. No matter what fight it is, no matter who they're fighting, no matter what time, wherever place, they do the same thing every time they go out there and put on a show.
That'll be fight of the night, knockout of the night, or submission of the night.
Yeah,
it's gonna be one of the top fights of one of those. Yeah. And then I get to introduce the main event: John Jones and Stipe Miocic. So since I get to talk first, I'm also going to explain how this one's going to go down. John Jones is going to try to wrestle him. He's going to try to grab him. Because at some point in time in the first 3 rounds, Miocic going to knock his stupid ass out. Let me explain.
Go ahead.
I've been a John Jones fan from day one since he was young, when he was up and coming. I was mesmerized by the first time I seen him. So a friend of mine put me on. He was like, hey, you got to see this guy, this John Jones dude. He's a killer. And he put him on YouTube when the most recent fight. And I started being a fan. I loved him. Just like Aldo when he first came to UFC. And until now, I just got tired of it. I got tired of first it was the drugs. I'm out for the drugs. Then I'm out for the DUI. I'm out for beating my wife. Now I'm out for a torn chest back. Like, come on, man. Like, I gotta wait 2 years to see my favorite fighter in the UFC. Like, I'm done.
And he's ducking. I'm done with
the heart. Yeah, and he's ducking. Like, come on. Like, Miocic, you're doing this for the legacy. You already have the legacy that no one else has ever had. Mm-hmm. Guys like DC, who's been double champ. Guys like McGregor, who's been double champ. Cejudo, double champ. Amanda Nunes, the way she's dominated, and the way she's the woman of women's champ. Yeah. And yet you're still our favorite. You're still our pound for pound number one. You're still that dude. And I'm just tired of you letting us down. I really am. I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm done with you. Go retire and just go off into the sunset. There's nothing else really you need to accomplish. Beating Miocic, it doesn't do anything for me. Mm-hmm. Beating Aspinall, that'll do it. That'll make you the undisputed champ. Because by you beating, I feel like I'm talking John Jones. By John Jones beating Miocic, he's not the undisputed champ. There's an interim guy that's defended more than you the heavyweight title. Mm-hmm. So stop being, act like you dropped your balls, grow them back, and fight to be the undisputed champ. Yes. You're just beating Miocic to beat Miocic. That doesn't make you champ. Mm-hmm. To me, John Jones is not the heavyweight champ. He's not going to be after this fight. Nope. He needs to go beat Aspinall. Aspinall's the interim, defending interim. He's already defeated the heavyweight title more than John Jones. Mm-hmm. So who's this John Jones? Why should I care?
How do you defend? Listen. in any sports,
Defend the interim.
any sports, combat sports you think of, grappling, boxing, Muay Thai. Have you ever heard? This is the questions. Leave it in the comments. Answer. Have you ever heard somebody defending an interim belt twice? Not just once, twice. Doesn't even make sense. Yeah. So it's like, come on, man, fight the real champ.
The real champ.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you're beating the GOAT of all time that hasn't even fought in 4 years. So it's like,
and it's not like he defended the interim belt because the undisputed champ got injured again, which it kind of is. Yeah, that's what happened. But the real truth is John Jones don't want to fight the interim champ. The undisputed champ is clearly ducking the rightful interim champ who should be fighting for the title.
Correct. They should have either skipped over Miocic or did a 2-fight contract where, hey, just fight Miocic, get it out your system, and then fight for the undisputed title to give it to Luke, because he's going to lose. Let's just say, he's going to lose. He fights Tom Aspinall, he's getting knocked the hell out, period. First round, I don't see John Jones going past 45 seconds or maybe a minute and a half with Tom Aspinall. That's the honest to goodness truth. So if that's the case, give it to. They've done it before with so many guys, with Tito, Shamrock, all the heavyweights. They were always, look, the last fight be with the guy that's going to take the baton, that's going to take the torch. And I guess maybe the UFC says John Jones is bigger than the UFC. His legacy is bigger than the UFC. I don't know. But maybe it's bigger than that division, I guess. But he should be passing the baton. He should have... Miocic should have just fought somebody else.
Or this fight just shouldn't be for the belt.
It shouldn't be. No.
They
should have stripped John Jones back when Aspinall defended the interim the second time.
The only reason why they have it, let's be real, the only reason why they have it for the belt is to solidify his legacy. Yeah. You know, we're facing the greatest of all time versus the greatest heavyweight of all time. Yeah. Let's make it better. Let's make John Jones keep the belt so it looks more like a shiny prize. So that's corny.
And John Jones is saying the reason he's doing this is because when you look back at the legacy and you look at the record and the names that he beat, the Stipe name will be impressive, and it does look impressive at a first glance. But the people who actually were in the know at the time of that fight know that John Jones was ducking the true champion and Tom Aspinall, and instead was fighting an old man in Stipe.
What's crazy is that this is diminishing. This is making on paper.
It is
not so much John Jones. Yeah, you're right. It is diminishing, but I feel like Tom Aspinall, this is completely disrespectful. It's diminishing his work on paper. Oh yeah, he's the interim belt. He technically has no defense. Whenever he gets his actual championship belt, he's not gonna have no gems. He's gonna have none of that. And when you look at paper, it's like, oh yeah, this is a title fight. But on paper, he has 0 defenses. He has
3 interim belts in his house.
Exactly. Yeah, that don't even make sense. It makes his record look weird. You know what I mean? It's such a weird case that...
But the people that were in the know, like us,
but
know that was...
That's the thing. You're right. It's not fair to Aspinall. And I'm not saying that because Aspinall put in that work. He's the dude. He's putting his life on the line. He's going. But guess what? It's not fair to the fans. Yeah. If it ain't for the fans, Aspinall don't get paid. Neither does John Jones. And UFC don't make a gold belt. That's just what it is. It's not fair to us. Yeah. And so that's why we're here talking. That's why we garner the attention that we do, because we're the reason why these guys exist. UFC, you're failing to give the people what they want. You're failing to make the UFC heavyweight, which is the title to have. That is the most dangerous man in the world. It's no longer the heavyweight boxing, the WBC boxing champion, Tyson Fury, or whoever holds that belt. Now it's the UFC heavyweight champ. That is the scariest and the most dangerous man in the world. And you're pretty much shitting on that title and pissing on that name. And that's why I'm not ordering the fight. I'm going to a friend's house or something, because UFC doesn't deserve my $95. And I'm just not. I'm going to illegally stream hard out of spite for Dana White. Now I'm going. I can't say the name. I'm going to a restaurant. I'm gonna watch it where they pay for it. But I'm not going to dump my money. And it's something I just don't. They don't get. John Jones don't get my support. I'm done with him as a heavyweight title. I'm done with what the UFC is doing to lower the standard of the heavyweight title. Let's put these monsters, these gladiators, these Goliaths. Let's put them where they belong in the ring against each other. Not picking on poor old fireman Miocic.
Old man Stipe.
Just let him go see his family, man. That's messed up, bro.
We ran on him, but
he's got too much CTE already.
I think John Jones should murk him. Yeah. You predict that Stipe, but.
Yeah, I'm hoping Stipe knocks him out.
I'm hoping to.
But shoves them words. Every mistake, the UFC sees the errors of their ways.
So when Pereira goes fight Tom Aspinall and hopefully beats Aspinall in the future, he could be considered to go and not John Jones.
There you go, not John Jones.
Or if Aspinall beats Pereira,
or Aspinall.
Then Aspinall.
Or Aspinal. Either one.
We don't need any more goats anyway.
Yeah, we don't. We just need to see some fire.
John Jones really let us down. UFC, John Jones really let us down.
John Jones, you're not my goat, little bro.
No more.
Not my goat, little bro. I'm sorry because you're ducking Tom Aspinall. You're a coward.
Yeah.
We're gonna put like GSP or somebody else.
Yeah, GSP, Demetrius Johnson or Anderson Silva or something.
Just not you.
Not you.
And that's gonna wrap it up. I'm glad to be back. I mean, it's only for a day. I'll be back probably in the next like month or two.
Next life.
So I guess I'll actually I'll be back for Christmas. Yeah, for Christmas.
I know Christmas we'll do a video.
Yeah, we'll do a video. But I'm Nate.
I'm Elijah.
I'm Big Nate.
And this is MMA Bros. Please remember to like and subscribe. Peace.